Now, I will say he did play for Trump and he did play for Obama back in '08. And so, he's done it before. I know a lot of his fan base did not like him being a part of this. And we can rightfully understand why there might be anger with that. But anyway, he's a part of that as well. And this has been billed as kind of a viral inauguration. This is something that we have not seen before, and it's a direct response to health concerns and keeping the crowds down to a minimal. But then you start to look at the infrastructure laid out in D.C., and it looks like they're anticipating a large amount of people coming to the city to view the inauguration. So very mixed messages here. I don't know what to believe, whether or not anyone's going to show up for this inauguration celebration or 1 million people show up for it. I don't know. I do know this. Yesterday, as we walked around, there was really not a lot of people on the streets at all. On Sunday, not a lot of people on the streets at all. Now, obviously, yesterday was a holiday. I expected more people, especially kids in school, might have come down to this area to look around, but I'm just not seeing it at this point. Very quiet as far as there is no buzz on the streets. And that's one of the things we've gotten for a while is, what is the buzz in the street? What is it like? Well, outside the military being set up and it being a secure city, there is no buzz. It's very quiet. This is the safest city in America. And I said this several times over our broadcast. Absolutely, completely, 100% locked down. I don't anticipate anyone with ill intentions coming to the city looking to do harm. We're also going to bring you another interview with Mike Lindell. We had it scheduled to record before this, but because we got the notice that the president was speaking at 4 o'clock Eastern, we decided to push that off a little bit so we can bring you this coverage here. We don't quite know what the president's going to say, so perhaps Mike and I will share our thoughts on the president's speech a little bit later after this broadcast. We'll be able to do that for you. Now, Mike does want to talk about the fact that cancel culture is in full swing right now. Without a doubt, his company, MyPillow, has been targeted by a lot of groups that want to put pressure on retailers who are selling his pillow. And I put out a tweet earlier on my page about HEB, a Texas-based company. I have my home in Texas. I'm very familiar with this company. They are a Christian-based company. And for them to cave and remove the MyPillows from their shelves absolutely makes zero sense to me, as being they are a Christian-based company. Obviously, Mike Lindell is a man of faith, and it just absolutely makes zero sense. So please, we're going to talk a little bit about that when he joins me later today, about this cancel culture that we're seeing. Now, our Twitter account, as of just 40 minutes ago, has been suspended for 12 hours. No explanation given on that. So our Twitter at RSBN is down for 12 hours. And from what I've been told by several people, is that basically leads to the next step of being deleted, or suspended, I should say, for perhaps 7 days. I hope that's not the fact. I hope that's not the case here. But nevertheless, our Twitter is down for potentially 7 hours, and that is absolutely something that we just don't want to see happen. Of course, we've seen that across the board with conservatives, not only in the media, but personalities, companies being completely limited on what they can say and do on social media. So we'll talk about that as well. Also, we want to invite you to follow us on all the other platforms. And you might be watching this on whatever platform right now. Remind you, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and we had a Parler page, but of course that's been a little bit shut down as well. You can find our content on Rumble as well, so please go to that. And please note, we've gotten so many people that are now new subscribers on YouTube and have just discovered us on Facebook. We are 100% viewer supported. So we appreciate all of your support throughout the years. And of course, if you followed us during the campaign months, we've been on the road. We were basically at every single Trump rally that he held. So we have been bringing you all that coverage, all these amazing speeches, and we bring you the crowds. We show you the personalities behind all of these rallies. Please, if you want to give, go to rsbnetwork.com, rsbnetwork.com/donate. Go to our website. The information might be on your screen right now. And give what you can, because it does take a lot of resources to get our crews around the country and do what we're doing. We've been set up in DC now for about 3 months. Ever since the election night, we've been here, been trying to bring you all the coverage on that as well. And of course, we appreciate all of you guys standing near us. And of course, Mike Lindell over at MyPillow has been a tremendous patriot in all of this. And so there's one way that you and I can give back to Mike, because, you know, he's told us several times that he has invested millions of dollars in investigating this election and really trying to get all the facts brought in. So he's been doing that. And of course, he's had a hit on his business as well as far as cancel culture. So if you want to give back to Mike Lindell, this is how I want you to do it. Go to mypillow.com. That is mypillow.com. And if you don't have a MyPillow right now, and of course they got the sheets, they got the dog beds, they have all kinds of stuff. Go on there right now.
What is up, everyone? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Please hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. I think that this is pretty important for people to see. So please take this time right now to hit that like button. If you're new here, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. If you want to make sure that you're notified every single time we go live and never miss a live, you must join the Discord. You don't have to participate in the general chat or nothing like that. Just download the free app on your phone. Come to any of my live videos, even if they're not live anymore. Click the server link. You will be greeted with an automated message letting you know that you've done all you need to do in order to receive a notification when we're live. Thank you guys for being here. As you know, I will not interrupt the president when he is speaking. So please, let's get all them shout outs and stuff out the way. For any donations, anybody who subscribes and stuff, I don't want you guys to think that it's going unnoticed, because it definitely is not unnoticed. I have a little list that automatically generates names and stuff. And so after the president is finished speaking, I will make sure to give all those shout outs out to all of you. Thank you guys for being here.
We don't know at this point. As Trump supporters, we'd love to have him say, hey, I'm not going anywhere, right?
What's up, Julie?
Here. But we don't know that's what he's going to say. And is there a future of Trump in politics? Absolutely there is. And I think that he is able to reach as many people as he has over the last 4 or 5 years. I think the Make America Great Again movement, it is just that. It's a movement. It's now a mindset that will go far beyond President Trump and his presidency, or even events in politics. It goes far beyond all of that. So the MAGA movement will live on. Many politicians right now,
he's supposed to speak at 4 o'clock.
Impeachment, and some voted for the impeachment.
And I understand that it is 4:01, so no need to tell me. I'm well aware.
Criticism when they're up for re-election, as millions of people want our politicians to stand behind our president and support all of his efforts. And the ones that don't, quite honestly, could get primaried out of office. And the ones that do would receive, I think, millions and millions of supporters that would help them get reelected. So we'll see this MAGA movement go far beyond just this 4 years. And of course, I've got some examples of some of his biggest achievements over the last 4 years, and perhaps we'll go over that. It's about we're about getting close. It's 4:01, so I'm just waiting to get word on that video. And once we get word that that video is gone, we will go cut right to that. Just waiting for that to be released. In the meantime, we want you guys to make sure you're following us on all the social media. Like I said earlier, we have been deleted off Twitter, suspended for 12 hours. We'll be back on there. And also a reminder, we will be at Trump's send-off tomorrow at the Joint Air Force Base just outside the city here. We'll be there giving you the coverage from that send-off. And we also have a crew down there in West Palm Beach that will get his arrival when he gets back to South Florida. So lots of action right here on Right Side Broadcasting in terms of the exit.
Hey, thank you so much, Karen, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan.
We can all speculate what he might talk about. We'd love to have him say, hey, I'm going to be here for another 4 years, and this is what I'm going to do. Don't quite think that's realistic, but we can all obviously pray that happens. It's been an amazing 4 years. We've seen what he's done for so many people in this country, not just business. A lot of people look at President Trump and say, well, he's just a billionaire. Well, he's a billionaire that helps the everyday guy on Main Street America, and that's exactly what he's done for 4 years with the economy, greatest economy that we've ever had.
Hey, thank you so much, T-Tube, Bartholomew, and Wolf Mule. I really appreciate the donation and all the support, and I really appreciate you guys being here and being hungry for the truth. Thank you.
Been such a pro-business president, bringing thousands of manufacturing jobs right back here in America, making it a pro-business environment, something that we did not see during the Obama administration. They made it very difficult for businesses to conduct here in the States. So that's why they went overseas. Well, President Trump has done all he could to bring all of that back here in the States. So business-wise, it's great. Of course, we saw the southern border of the U.S., the Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California border wall. He promised the border wall from day one during his campaign. And of course, we saw last week, or 10 days ago, rather, he summed up 460 miles of wall there he just completed. And it's a beautiful wall. And of course, a lot of border people supported that from the president.
Hey, what's up, Space Baby?
Campaign promises about building the wall and securing our southern border and cut off the drugs and just really the criminals, the MS-13, gang members and things like coming in. And we're not talking about, citizens who just want a better life. We're talking about cutting out a lot of the illegal, negative stuff that comes with immigration, not the legal immigration. I think that's something to make sure we specify on that. Also, Trump took on Big Pharma, was able to lower a lot of drug prices, especially for seniors, and which is very important. A lot of people are on a fixed income, and of course, with COVID coming in, he was helped with getting that vaccine out. We heard that Pfizer came out the day after the election saying they had the vaccine, and of course, that got pushed to the forefront, and now we have distribution for...
Come on, everyone, let's get those likes up. Let's get this chat filled before the president starts speaking. Like I said, I won't interrupt the president. So let's get it all in right now. If you're new here, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. Make sure you join the Discord. That way you never miss a notification for when and where we're going live. Let's fill them likes up right now.
My fellow Americans, 4 years ago, we launched a great national effort to rebuild our country, to renew its spirit, and to restore the allegiance of this government to its citizens. In short, we embarked on a mission to make America great again for all Americans. As I conclude my term as the 45th President of the United States, I stand before you truly proud of what we have achieved together. We did what we came here to do, and so much more. This week, we inaugurate a new administration and pray for its success in keeping America safe and prosperous. We extend our best wishes, and we also want them to have luck, a very important word. I'd like to begin by thanking just a few of the amazing people who made our remarkable journey possible. First, let me express my overwhelming gratitude for the love and support of our spectacular First Lady, Melania. Let me also share my deepest appreciation to my daughter Ivanka, my son-in-law Jared, and to Barron, Don, Eric, Tiffany, and Lara. You fill my world with light and with joy. I also want to thank Vice President Mike Pence, his wonderful wife Karen, and the entire Pence family. Thank you as well to my Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, the dedicated members of the White House staff, and the cabinet and all of the incredible people across our administration who poured out their heart and soul to fight for America. I also want to take a moment to thank a truly exceptional group of people, the United States Secret Service. My family and I will forever be in your debt. My profound gratitude as well to everyone in the White House Military Office, the teams of Marine One and Air Force One, every member of the armed forces, and state and local law enforcement all across our country. Most of all, I want to thank the American people. To serve as your president has been an honor beyond description. Thank you for this extraordinary privilege, and that's what it is, a great privilege and a great honor. We must never forget that while Americans will always have our disagreements, we are a nation of incredible, decent, faithful, and peace-loving citizens who all want our country to thrive and flourish and be very, very successful and good. We are a truly magnificent nation. All Americans were horrified by the assault on our Capitol. Political violence is an attack on everything we cherish as Americans. It can never be tolerated. Now more than ever, we must unify around our shared values and rise above the partisan rancor and forge our common destiny. 4 years ago, I came to Washington as the only true outsider ever to win the presidency. I had not spent my career as a politician, but as a builder looking at open skylines and imagining infinite possibilities. I ran for president because I knew there were towering new summits for America just waiting to be scaled. I knew the potential for our nation was boundless as long as we put America first. So I left behind my former life and stepped into a very difficult arena, but an arena nevertheless with all sorts of potential if properly done. America had given me so much, and I wanted to give something back. Together with millions of hardworking patriots across this land, we built the greatest political movement in the history of our country. We also built the greatest economy in the history of the world. It was about America first because we all wanted to make America great again. We restored the principle that a nation exists to serve its citizens. Our agenda was not about right or left. It wasn't about Republican or Democrat, but about the good of a nation, and that means the whole nation. With the support and prayers of the American people, we achieved more than anyone thought possible. Nobody thought we could even come close. We passed the largest package of tax cuts and reforms in American history. We slashed more job-killing regulations than any administration had ever done before. We fixed our broken trade deals, withdrew from the horrible Trans-Pacific Partnership and the impossible Paris Climate Accord, renegotiated the one-sided South Korea deal, and we replaced NAFTA with the groundbreaking USMCA. That's Mexico and Canada, a deal that's worked out very, very well. Also, and very importantly, we imposed historic and monumental tariffs on China, made a great new deal with China. But before the ink was even dry, we and the whole world got hit with the China virus. Our trade relationship was rapidly changing. Billions and billions of dollars were pouring into the U.S., but the virus forced us to go in a different direction. The whole world suffered, but America outperformed other countries economically because of our incredible economy and the economy that we built. Without the foundations and footings, it wouldn't have worked out this way. We wouldn't have some of the best numbers we've ever had. We also unlocked our energy resources and became the world's #1 producer of oil and natural gas, by far. Powered by these policies, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We reignited America's job creation and achieved record low unemployment for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women, almost everyone. Income soared, wages boomed, the American dream was restored, and millions were lifted from poverty in just a few short years. It was a miracle. Stock market set one record after another with 148 stock market highs during this short period of time, and boosted the retirements and pensions of hardworking citizens all across our nation. 401ks are at a level they've never been at before. We've never seen numbers like we've seen, and that's before the pandemic and after the pandemic. We rebuilt the American manufacturing base, opened up thousands of new factories, and brought back the beautiful phrase, made in the USA. To make life better for working families, we doubled the child tax credit and signed the largest ever expansion of funding for child care and development. We joined with the private sector to secure commitments to train more than 16 million American workers for the jobs of tomorrow. When our nation was hit with the terrible pandemic, we produced not one, but 2 vaccines with record-breaking speed, and more will quickly follow. They said it couldn't be done, but we did it. They called it a medical miracle, and that's what they're calling it right now, a medical miracle. Another administration would have taken 3, 4, 5, maybe even up to 10 years to develop a vaccine. We did it in 9 months. We grieve for every life lost, and we pledge in their memory to wipe out this horrible pandemic once and for all. When the virus took its brutal toll on the world's economy, we launched the fastest economic recovery our country has ever seen. We passed nearly $4 trillion in economic relief, saved or supported over 50 million jobs, and slashed the unemployment rate in half. These are numbers that our country has never seen before. We created choice and transparency in healthcare, stood up to Big Pharma in so many ways, but especially in our effort to get favored nations clauses added, which will give us the lowest prescription drug prices anywhere in the world. We passed VA choice, VA accountability, right to try, and landmark criminal justice reform. We confirmed 3 new justices of the United States Supreme Court. We appointed nearly 300 federal judges to interpret our Constitution as written. For years, the American people pleaded with Washington to finally secure the nation's borders. I am pleased to say we answered that plea and achieved the most secure border in U.S. history. We have given our brave border agents and heroic ICE officers the tools they need to do their jobs better than they have ever done before, and to enforce our laws and keep America safe. We proudly leave the next administration with the strongest and most robust border security measures ever put into place. This includes historic agreements with Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, along with more than 450 miles of powerful new wall. We restored American strength at home and American leadership abroad. The world respects us again. Please don't lose that respect. We reclaimed our sovereignty by standing up for America at the United Nations and withdrawing from the one-sided global deals that never served our interest. And NATO countries are now paying hundreds of billions of dollars more than when I arrived just a few years ago. It was very unfair. We were paying the cost for the world. Now the world is helping us. And perhaps most importantly of all, with nearly $3 trillion, we fully rebuilt the American military, all made in the USA. We launched the first new branch of the United States Armed Forces in 75 years, the Space Force. And last spring, I stood at Kennedy Space Center in Florida and watched as American astronauts returned to space on American rockets for the first time in many, many years. We revitalized our alliances and rallied the nations of the world to stand up to China like never before. We obliterated the ISIS caliphate and ended the wretched life of its founder and leader, al-Baghdadi. We stood up to the oppressive Iranian regime and killed the world's top terrorist, Iranian butcher Qasem Soleimani. We recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. As a result of our bold diplomacy and principled realism, we achieved a series of historic peace deals in the Middle East. Nobody believed it could happen. The Abraham Accords opened the doors to a future of peace and harmony, not violence and bloodshed. It is the dawn of a new Middle East, and we are bringing our soldiers home. I am especially proud to be the first president in decades who has started no new wars. Above all, we have reasserted the sacred idea that in America, the government answers to the people. Our guiding light, our North Star, our unwavering conviction has been that we are here to serve the noble, everyday citizens of America. Our allegiance is not to the special interests, corporations, or global entities. It's to our children, our citizens, and to our nation itself. As president, my top priority, my constant concern, has always been the best interests of American workers and American families. I did not seek the easiest course. By far, it was actually the most difficult. I did not seek the path that would get the least criticism. I took on the tough battles, the hardest fights, the most difficult choices, because that's what you elected me to do. Your needs were my first and last unyielding focus. This, I hope, will be our greatest legacy. Together, we put the American people back in charge of our country. We restored self-government. We restored the idea that in America, no one is forgotten because everyone matters and everyone has a voice. We fought for the principle that every citizen is entitled to equal dignity, equal treatment, and equal rights because we are all made equal by God. Everyone is entitled to be treated with respect, to have their voice heard, and to have their government listen. You are loyal to your country, and my administration was always loyal to you. We worked to build a country in which every citizen could find a great job and support their wonderful families. We fought for the communities where every American could be safe and schools where every child could learn. We promoted a culture where our laws would be upheld, our heroes honored, our history preserved, and law-abiding citizens are never taken for granted. Americans should take tremendous satisfaction in all that we have achieved together. It's incredible. Now, as I leave the White House, I have been reflecting on the dangers that threaten the priceless inheritance we all share. As the world's most powerful nation, America faces constant threats and challenges from abroad. But the greatest danger we face is a loss of confidence in ourselves, a loss of confidence in our national greatness. A nation is only as strong as its spirit. We are only as dynamic as our pride. We are only as vibrant as the faith that beats in the hearts of our people. No nation can long thrive that loses faith in its own values, history, and heroes, for these are the very sources of our unity and our vitality. What has always allowed America to prevail and triumph over the great challenges of the past has been an unyielding and unashamed conviction in the nobility of our country and its unique purpose in history. We must never lose this conviction. We must never forsake our belief in America. The key to national greatness lies in sustaining and instilling our shared national identity. That means focusing on what we have in common, the heritage that we all share. At the center of this heritage is also a robust belief in free expression, free speech, and open debate. Only if we forget who we are and how we got here could we ever allow political censorship and blacklisting to take place in America. It's not even thinkable. Shutting down free and open debate violates our core values and most enduring traditions. In America, we don't insist on absolute conformity or enforce rigid orthodoxies and punitive speech codes. We just don't do that. America is not a timid nation of tame souls who need to be sheltered and protected from those with whom we disagree. That's not who we are. It will never be who we are. For nearly 250 years, In the face of every challenge, Americans have always summoned our unmatched courage, confidence, and fierce independence. These are the miraculous traits that once led millions of everyday citizens to set out across a wild continent and carve out a new life in the Great West. It was the same profound love of our God-given freedom that willed our soldiers into battle and our astronauts into space. As I think back on the past 4 years, one image rises in my mind above all others. Whenever I traveled all along the motorcade route, there were thousands and thousands of people. They came out with their families so that they could stand as we passed and proudly wave our great American flag. It never failed to deeply move me. I knew that they did not just come out to show their support of me. They came out to show me their support and love for our country. This is a republic of proud citizens who are united by our common conviction that America is the greatest nation in all of history. We are and must always be a land of hope, of light, and of glory to all the world. This is the precious inheritance that we must safeguard at every single turn. For the past 4 years, I have worked to do just that. From a great hall of Muslim leaders in Riyadh to a great square of Polish people in Warsaw, from the floor of the Korean Assembly to the podium at the United Nations General Assembly, and from the Forbidden City in Beijing to the shadow of Mount Rushmore, I fought for you, I fought for your family, I fought for our country. Above all, I fought for America and all it stands for, and that is safe, strong, proud, and free. Now, as I prepare to hand power over to a new administration at noon on Wednesday, I want you to know that the movement we started is only just beginning. There's never been anything like it. The belief that a nation must serve its citizens will not dwindle, but instead only grow stronger by the day. As long as the American people hold in their hearts deep and devoted love of country, then there is nothing that this nation cannot achieve. Our communities will flourish, our people will be prosperous, our traditions will be cherished, our faith will be strong, and our future will be brighter than ever before. I go from this majestic place with a loyal and joyful heart, an optimistic spirit, and a supreme confidence that for our country and for our children, the best is yet to come. Thank you and farewell. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
Just a moment, everyone. All right. Well, that was the president's farewell speech. As you notice, he never said he conceded. So that's interesting. That's on there. Yeah, it seemed like some green screen. I see a lot of you turning your back on the president. That's pretty crazy to me. Nothing said he actually turned his back on us. If for some reason he can't do what he was trying to do, I have to be tactical how I word this. It must be something very serious. But I don't think, personally, in my opinion, I don't think he turned his back on us. So to see everyone turn their back on him just really shows how flimsy you are. It's not honorable, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So that's that. I think tomorrow will be interesting. Definitely never seen an inauguration like what's set up. 25,000 National Guards. I don't know if you've noticed, but those National Guards carrying their pew-pew sticks, they don't have no magazines. I was actually just watching a live right before this started where they were fumbling around with their pew-pew sticks, and you can see right up into the bottom of it. They have no magazines. I guess they did that because they're worried about an internal threat. Maybe like that dumpster they set on fire, because that doesn't make no sense for a dumpster to be in a off limit zone, but to catch on fire. Lots of interesting stuff. I think tomorrow will be interesting. Anyways, that is what it is. So let's get some shout outs in. Thank you so much, Pat, Puddin' Puss, Riley, Kevin, GM, and JJ Money. I really appreciate your donations and all your support. I'm thankful that you guys are here. A lot of you, I see in the chat, you guys are here every single day, and I really appreciate all of you showing your support and stuff, because we're out here looking for the truth. That's part of being a hooligan. You're just a hardcore truther, and that's all there is to it. But yeah, so it's not much else I can say about this situation. It is what it is. And you know me, I don't really like to speculate. I'm not one of those people that push random ideas. I see a lot of people talking about, 17 in the chat. I don't mess with that stuff. Too many times they're wrong, and you still follow them. Can't put your faith in something like that. So I only believe the truth, and the truth is what I see live. And that's the only way I believe something. I don't believe any of that conspiracy crap. But you guys are all free to believe what you want. As always, I'm never trying to tell you what to believe, what to think, what to feel, or what to do. I'm just here to show the truth and put it on the screen. So thank you guys for being here. I'm going to see what else is going on. Right Side Broadcasting was talking with Mike Lindell, who was at the White House, I think, 2 days ago, and speak more about what he talked about with the president. We might show that if it hasn't started already. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff going on today. And then I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be like an all-day event. So definitely be here tomorrow for that, because we will be streaming the inauguration. No matter how stupid that old man is who's going to be there, that's all right. That's all right. We're going to go ahead and put him on the screen, and he can do what he does. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to do my best to try and go live later. Like I said, I'm sure there's going to be stuff going on. At very least some protesting. They've been more active lately. I guess all the hype has died down about what happened at the Capitol, so they feel a little bit more safer about hitting the streets. I don't know if you've noticed, but BLM is the only one allowed to march the streets. No one else is allowed to do so without being arrested or labeled a terrorist. That's very unfortunate, but like I've been telling people in the comments and stuff, that's bait. Don't let that stuff get you mad. It's bait. They're trying to draw out people who don't agree with all that stuff. BLM, they're bait. That's why they're allowed to do that. So, yeah, don't get too upset about it. I know people get mad and they say stuff and they want to go do stuff, but don't. Keep your eyes open. Find information. Verify that it's true. Be patient. It's the best thing you can do. Acting out just hurts all of us. It's just the way it is. Just watch those idiots go out there and be idiots. Make a show of it. Have yourself a drink. Do what you do. Laugh at them. We know it's all buffoonery. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Until I see you, stand tall, shine bright. That's a wrap. Oh, let's get these shout outs in. I don't want to forget you guys. Thank you so much, Jules. And thank you so much, Her Highness. I really appreciate the donation and your guys' support. See you all later. Be safe.